There were gigs. I worked like gigs by myself, and it could be a hell gig, and it's tough. Comics all know about hell gigs. But if you work with somebody, your friend, it had made it a lot better. It just made you had somebody to commiserate with. So Kevin Rooney and myself and this young guy named Will Hartnett from Columbus, Ohio. We were in Columbus, Ohio, and the guy who owned the club there, notorious John Cochran. He just cocaine all over the place. We'd done coke all week with his place. He says, I got you guys a gig next weekend. You're going to Toledo, Ohio. You're going to Toledo, Ohio. Just here's a car. He gave us, here's a car. You could drive this car up there. It was like a late 70s land yacht, one of those big old Buicks or something. And we pile into this car at the dead of winter. And we get in this car and we're driving and we're all like, man, I'm getting drowsy, man. Hey, I'm getting drowsy, I feel sick. And the exhaust was coming up through the vent, the heating vent. So we had to roll down the windows. In the dead of winter, we're driving, snow's coming in, and we're just driving to Toledo. So we follow to get there. You know, again, this is no GPS. We get there. Where are we? No, it's not Toledo. It's Perrysburg, outside of Toledo. And then it was not in Perrysburg. It was in a big barn disco in the middle of a cornfield. And they had this big bar, and there was this little side room. They were starting to do comedy in this little side room on the side. So these places were popping like crazy, opening up everywhere. And they didn't really care whether it was really a setup as a good comedy room or whatever. It's just, we can start doing comedy here, because the guy went to Columbus and saw a packed room there. He said, I'll have packed rooms in Perrysburg, Ohio. And the hotel was like one of those little day court places, you know, where like 10 little places around a fountain that never worked in the middle. So we go to the place the first night, and the microphone is set up, and it was shorting out. It was shorting out, and if you go to grab it, a blue arc would come off and shock you. So you had to keep your hand on it. If you took it off and came back, you got shocked, right? And then it was shorting out. It was picking up AM radio, right? So every once in a while, out of nowhere, you'd hear, all right, the Toledo Mudhens are bringing the ball up the court. It was like a basketball game would come in. Terrible, terrible. Just a couple of people there. Now, this was a terrible little crappy sound system they had. And next door in this big disco was this guy had like a wireless, beautiful sound system. And they were playing this one song over and over again. Everybody's Working for the Weekend by a group called Loverboy, right? I came to hate that song, right? Because all these people out there dancing, and we're in this little side room, and Kevin Rooney is making us laugh. He's just mocking everything, and we're laughing our way through this. We're having a good time laughing, and the hotel we're staying at, we're all in like basically the same. I think they had like one room. We were like in one room with 3 little beds in it or something, and they had the windows locked. And I just remember Kevin going, "They got it locked because they know if you're here for more than a day, you're going to kill yourself by jumping out." Even though it's like only 4 feet to the ground, you'll dive head first to make sure you do the job, you know? And it was just funny. And then the Saturday night show, the Friday night show was terrible. Saturday night show, same sound equipment. There was nobody in the room. We were having, I'd say dinner, whatever it was, burgers in this little place next door. And these 6 guys came in. They were like just those kind of flannel wearing local guys, jeans, and they go, "We're going to Florida, man. We're getting out of this snow crap. We're going to Florida." And the manager goes, "Hey, before you go, come see this comedy show." And they go, "Well, we just ate a lot of speed. We got to get driving soon." He says, "No, see the comedy show first." So they come in, and 6 guys. There were 10 people there. 6 of them were these guys heckling us. It was just horrible. We just hated it. And at the end of the night, the guy goes to pay us, and he says, "Here's your money." He's got it in an envelope, and he hands us all the money. He says, "Thanks a lot, guys." We go, whoa, wait a minute. So we open the envelope and count the money. Each one of us was short $100. Each one of us. And we go, "Hey, we're short 100. He goes, "Oh, sorry, man." And he pulls the hundreds out. He had them all ready. Just in case he got caught, right? All right, that was the first time I told that story, and there's a good reason why I didn't tell it for the first time. You work it out. You work it out. I'm telling you, work it out.